Welcome to the day that's driving me crazy because all of a sudden my students don't know how to add and subtract fractions and put them in simplest form. I don't know why.
Are you recording?
Yes, I'm recording. Alright, so what we're going to do, and I'm going to post this because you want to make me insane. We're going to go over these problems that I gave you to do. So stop making me insane. I don't care. Alright, so problem. What?
Can I write this out there?
No, you can sit down and work on whatever you need to work on. All right, first problem, 1/3 plus 4/18. First off, I am seeing people write them horizontally instead of vertically. You can't do them because it's not organized, which is what will make me crazy. 1/3 plus 4/18. Got to find a common denominator. If I look at my multiplication chart, I will see that 18 is a multiple of 3. If I look in my 3 row of my multiplication chart, I'm going to find 18.
Yeah.
Therefore, 18 is my least common denominator. Are you watching, Nevaeh? 18 is my least common denominator. Oh my goodness, we're going to leave soon. Since this is already over 18, I make this 4 over 18. 1/3 needs to be changed to a common denominator of 18. I don't want to change the value. So I have to multiply by a fraction that equals 1. Which 3 times 6 is 18. Fraction that equals 1 has the same numerator as denominator. 1 times 6 is 6. So I have 6/18, 4/18. It is an addition problem. 6/18 plus 4/18 is 10/18. But wait, can be simplified. I need to find the greatest common factor for 10 and 18. So I list all my factor pairs for 10 and 18. My factor pairs for 10 are 1 and 10, 2 and 5, 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. The greatest one they have in common is 2. Therefore, my greatest common factor equals 2. So I'm simplifying these by dividing both the numerator and denominator by 2. If the numerator and denominator are the same, that fraction equals 1. If I divide by 1, it doesn't change the value. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 18 divided by 2 is 9. My simplified answer is 5/9 for the first one, which is number 7.
I got that.
Congratulations, you win nothing.
Mr. Roberto, I win no only lunch because the way I got it right. That's what I win.
Second one is 3/5 plus 1/3. I would use my multiplication chart, look at the row that starts with 3, the row that starts with 5. I would move down those rows until I find the first number that is in common. I could show you 3 and 5, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 5, 10, 15. Oh, look, my least common denominator is 15. I changed these so they're both over 15. I don't want to change the value, so I must multiply by a fraction that equals 1 that will give me a denominator of 15. What do I multiply by 5 to get 15? Thank you for telling me that. It is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So I have 9/15. That tells me 3/5 and 9/15 are equivalent, which means if I gave Evan a test that had 5 questions on it, and he got 3 of them correct, and I gave Helen a test that had 15 questions on it, and she got 9 of them correct, they would get the exact same grade, which would be 60%. All right, I need to change this so that it has a denominator of 15 without changing the value. 3 times what is 15? Good, thanks for telling me, is 5. So I need to multiply by 5/5 because 5/5 equals 1. So if I multiply by something by 1, I don't change the value. I'm changing the way it's written. 1 times 5 is 5. I look over here, I notice it's an addition problem. 9/15 plus 5/15 is 14/15. If the numerator and denominator are within 1 of each other, you're never going to be able to simplify it. If they're within one of each other, you're not going to be able to simplify it. Yes?
You should become an auctioneer.
I should become an auctioneer. I would probably deal with crazier people than you, which I know is hard to believe. All right, my next problem that Jocelyn just threw on the floor. 3/10 plus 1/6. Do they have the same denominator? No, they don't have the same denominator. I could take my multiplication chart and I could look in my row of 10 and my row of 6, and I go down and I find, oh good, 30 is what they have in common. If you put 60, that'll work, but then you just have to simplify more and makes it more difficult. I'm just saying. 30, I need to neither one over 30, so I can't just move them over. I need to multiply by a fraction. That equals 1. That gives me a denominator of 30. 10 times what is 30? Good, 3. I want to put 3 over 3, so I don't change the value. I don't want the value to be different. I want them to be the same. 3 times 3 is 9. 9/30ths. This doesn't have a 30 yet, so I've got to multiply by a fraction that equals 1. 6 times what is 30? 5. 5/5. Thank you. I have a denominator that's 5. 9, and it's an addition problem. 9/30ths plus 5/30ths is 14/30ths, right? Good, 14/30ths. But wait, there's more. I need to see if I can simplify it. Well, I know they're both even. I could do my factor pairs for 30, my factor pairs for 14, and I'm going to find 2 is going to be my my greatest common factor. If I divide these both by 2, I get 7/15. Not hard, people. Wake up. Get it through your skull. We've done this 4,287 times. When I told you to get started and you said you didn't understand it, you didn't open your journals. Where in your journals there were 7,286 examples. But you thought, hey, I can do all this work in my head, which means I'm smarter than Mr. McMurdo because he's not doing it in his head. He's actually working it out. What a dummy. Oh, wait, I got them wrong. My next problem is 1/2 plus 4/9. Not the common denominator. 9 is not a multiple of 2, so I must look at my multiplication chart. I find my common denominator is 18. My 2, my 9, I go look down the rows. 18 is the first one they have in common. I need to figure out what I can multiply by. That equals 1, so that it doesn't change the value of the fraction. 2 times what is 18? Excellent, thank you for your help. 9. 1 times 9 is 9. That means 1/2 and 9/18 are equivalent. I can tell that because 1 is half of 2, 9 is half of 18. Anytime the numerator is half of the denominator, that fraction equals 1/2. What do I multiply by here? Good, 2 over 2. That gives me 8. It is an addition problem, so I have 9/18 plus 8/18, which gives me 17/18. One of those times again where the numerator and denominator are within one of each other, which means I can't simplify it. Thank you for playing. That is 7/18. Let's look at the next one. 1/2 minus 3/8. Oh, doesn't have a common denominator. Darn it. Is 8 a multiple of 2? Bingo! Yes, it is. If I looked at my 2, go 2, 4, 6, 8. There it is. There's an 8 there. I need to change these so they're both over 8. This one's already over 8, so I just need to change this one. Oh, wait. 1/2. 1 is half of 2. What's half of 8? 4. Thank you for playing. This is a subtraction problem. 4/8 minus 3/8 is 1/8. Can't be simplified because it has a numerator of 1. Thank you for playing. Bingo, boom, shakalaka. Please pay attention because those of you that still have it on your desk after an hour and a half, we have 5/7 minus 2/3. Nevaeh, are you with me?
Yeah.
Common denominator? Nope. So I have to look at my multiplication chart. I have 7. I have 3. Boom, go down the rows. My common. Why are we cleaning up? That's being annoying. Common denominator is 21. If I see you cleaned up, you're sitting lonely lunch. So don't clean up yet. I'll tell you when to clean up. I'm the boss. They're not over 21, so I multiply by 3/3 here, because that's going to give me a denominator of 21, a numerator of 15. I multiply by 5/5 here, because that's going to give me a denominator, 21. I multiply by 7/7 here. 7 sevenths. 3 times 7 is 21. 2 times 7 is 14. Oh my goodness, it's a subtraction problem. 15 over 21, subtract 14 over 21 is 1 over 21. Thank you for playing. Boom shakalaka. Why is this so difficult with you? You can't simplify. It has a numerator of 1. If it has a numerator of 1, you can never simplify. Never. We have 4/9 minus 1/6. 4/9 minus 1/6. Don't have a common denominator. 9 is not a multiple of 6. Look at my multiplication chart. 9, 18, 6, 12, 18. Good. 18 is my common denominator. What do I multiply by 9 to get 18? Excellent. You guys are so smart. 2 over 2. That gives me 8/18. What do I multiply by here? Oh, awesome. 3 over 3, because 3 times 6 is 18. This gives me 3/18. This is a subtraction problem. 8/18 minus 3/18 is 5/18. This should be something you know, because you're going to see again tomorrow. You're going to have to know how to simplify. Oh, wait. Can this be simplified? I don't know. Let's check. Let's find the greatest common factor for 5 and 18. Oh, look, 5's prime, so it's only 1 and 5, because a prime number has exactly 2 factors, 1 in itself. 18's not prime because it's an even number. The only prime number that is even is 2. 1, 18, 2, 9, 3, 6. You know, I think I've done 18 already before. If I kept it on my paper and actually wrote my notes down, then and showed my work, then I'd have that. I wouldn't have to go back and do this. But, boom, shakalaka, the greatest common factor is 1. That means I cannot simplify this because the greatest common factor is boom shakalaka 1. Let's look at the last but certainly not least. We have 11/12 minus 7/15. Now I might have to do a little work on this one to figure out my least common denominator, but I already know it's 60, so I'm going to tell you it's 60. I multiply this by 5/5. I get 55/60. I multiply this by 4/4. I get 28/60. It's subtraction. That gives me 27/60. Greatest common factor is 3. So I divide these both by 3. That gives me 9/20. This is something you don't shake my camera. This is something you should know by April 10th of your 5th grade year, because I'm phenomenal and I've taught you this. Please stop being lazy. Look in your journal. Use your brain. Show your work. Don't make me insane. Thank you for playing. Throw it in the trash. I don't want it now.